Assalamu alaikum. Hello everybody, how's it going? It's me, your host, Muhammad Mitwali, and today with skill 29, use the irregular ER structure correctly. An irregular comparative structure that has been appearing frequently on the Toefl test consists of two parallel comparatives introduced by the harder he tried, the further he fell behind. The older the children are, the more their parents expect from them. As you can see here, the harder, the further, the older, the more. The first example contains the two parallel comparative, the harder and the further. The second example contains the two parallel comparatives, the older and the more. In this type of sentences, the and the comparison can be followed by a number of different structures. For example, the more children you have, the bigger the house you need. The harder you work, the more you accomplish. The greater the experience, the higher the salary. In the first example, the more is followed by the noun children and the subject and the verb you have, while the bigger is followed by the noun, the house, and the subject and the verb you need. In the second example, the harder is followed by the subject and the verb you work, while the more is followed by the subject and the verb you accomplish. In the third example, the greater is followed by only the noun, the experience, while the higher is followed only by the noun, the salary. You should note that this last example doesn't even contain a verb, yet it is correct structure in English. The following chart outlines this irregular ER structure. The ER or more, same structure. The ER or more, same structure. This is kind of parallel. Take care of that. The same structure has to come. This type of sentences may or may not include a verb, like this one here. The greater the experience, the higher the salary. Exercise 29. Each of the following sentences contains the irregular ER structure. Circle the two comparison with the, underline the parts that should be parallel, then indicate if the sentences are correct, C, or incorrect, I. 3. The more you say, the worse the situation will be. The comparison here, the more, and then subject verb, you say. In the second part, the situation is a subject, will be is the verb, but here this is worse, the superlative, while more is comparative. So I have to change superlative to comparative. So I should be like that. The more you say, the worse, not the worst. The worse the situation will be, not the worst, to be comparative. 4. The more time they have to play, the happier the children are. The more time, then I have they have to play, that's subject and verb. Then I have the other side, the happier, ER, comparative, the children are subject and verb. So I parallel between they have to play, the children are, subject verb, subject verb. I have the happier, I have the more time, so it's correct. 5. The thicker the walls, the noise that comes through is less. The thicker, this is the comparative phrase. The walls, I have just noun, so I should have here and the other side the same. So the noise, that's a noun without comparison, so it should be the less the noise only, the less the noise, and then you can continue that comes through, but not the noise directly. So 5 is incorrect. 6. If you run faster, the earlier you'll arrive. I don't know why if is here, because it doesn't work as the form we have. I don't have the ER form. The earlier you'll arrive. I have here in the second part the earlier comparative phrase, and then you will arrive. So it should be here, the faster you run, in order to be parallel with this one. 6 is incorrect. 7. The more you use the phone, the higher the bill will be. The more, this is the comparison phrase, the higher comparison phrase they match. Let's see the two parallel sides. You use the phone, subject verb, the bill will be subject verb. 7 is great, it's correct. 8. The harder you serve, the easier it is to win the point. The harder, the easier. Comparative, and it's correct. You serve, subject verb. It is subject verb and then the complement of the sentence. 8 is also correct. 9. The earliest you send in your fax forms, the sooner you will receive your refund. The earliest, this is superlative. The sooner, this is comparative. They don't work, they don't match, it's incorrect. It should be the earlier you send your fax forms, the sooner, not the earliest. 10. The more people there are at the party, you will have a good time. The more, and I don't have here in the second part comparative expression, so it's incorrect. If you like to make it correct, the more people there are at the party, the better time you will get, the more happy you will be. Any comparative form that matches the first one, because I have here the more people there are, subject verb, so I just have to put subject verb on the other side to be correct. I hope you understood that. Don't stop practicing, don't lose hope, work hard. Until I see you in the next skill, take care of yourselves and goodbye.